So it's been a month since I've reviewed the Poco F3, and while there were a lot of great comments like this, there were also some not good comments like this. So yes, in this video I'll be giving you my review of the Poco F3 after using it for about a month, and I'll answer all of your complaints about the phone. Hey guys, Adam Lobo here from Adam Lobo TV. Now before I begin, just to let y'all know that this review is based on the latest update of MIUI version 12.0.5.0 as of making of this video. And let's talk first of all on the overall usage using this phone daily from a build qualities perspective. Now I still stand by my initial review that the phone does feel good in my hands. Now the light and the thin form factor is surely one of the biggest pluses of the phone. And in terms of the wear and tear, there were some minor scratches on the screen, but thank God there was a screen protector on it, so no issues over there. But where I felt heartsick is that although the back of the phone seems like a finish that cannot have any scratches, but there was these two line scratches which I'm not sure how it got it over there. As I don't usually put my phone together with my keys or coins, but yes, it happened. So I guess that all of y'all need to be aware that the rear panel can be scratched indeed. And for those of you who have asked in the comment section below, the sides are made of plastic, not aluminium, obviously considering its price. But for me, it still did look nice and kept the phone's weight at bay. And until now, the side-mounted fingerprint sensor is still one of my favorites with the tactile button feel compared to the concave style, which you find in the Mi 10T Pro, and the response time for this was pretty fast as well. So now, let's dive in straight to one of the biggest complaints or concerns about the phone, which is the phone's display. Firstly, as a recap, it has a 6.67-inch AMOLED display with a resolution of 1080 by 2400 pixels, HDR10+ with 120Hz refresh rate, 360Hz touch sample rate, and 1300 nits of brightness. So, is there really a screen dimming issues on the phone? The answer is yes and no. Now when it comes to watching videos specifically, especially when it comes to watching Netflix for a really long time, and even when my buddy Lee Hood was also watching his typical K-drama as well, the only thing happened is that it became warm for a very long time, but it was not so hot to the touch. And even when it comes to playing games, it became just a bit warm as well, which I'll go into a bit more later. But yes, there were no screen dimming issues when it comes to watching videos or using the phone every single day. So there's your answer, everyone. Next, as for the camera's performance, I still think that the cameras were great on the phone, even with the latest update. And a lot of people were jumping into the comment section and scolding me, "You are wrong. There's no optical zoom." Yes, what I meant was there is a digital zoom and it was an honest mistake, so calm down guys. You're right. Happy? But yes, as mentioned, everything was totally fine and the quality remains the same for all of the picture modes, even the high 48 megapixel mode. And the videos were still one of the most stabilized footage for its price factor, which was neat. And the shots at night were similar when I first used the phone initially about a month ago. And if you guys would like to check more sample photos and videos, if you guys haven't seen my previous videos, be sure to check it out at the card above or at the link at the description below. Then from the phone's sound quality's perspective, the new update apparently gives a better Dolby support, which to me, I did not find any difference. So the initial audio sound test was totally fine and it was the same, whether or not I was watching videos or even gaming as well. Now let's talk about using the phone from a day-to-day usage with the current MIUI update. And no, I do not believe in synthetic benchmark tests because I believe in a daily usage of the phone instead. So since the MIUI version 12.0.1, the 12.0.5.0 update, there were apparent issues like the dark mode integration, which has been fixed with more visible buttons for YouTube Studio, Snapseed, Canva, and even Facebook. So That was good news. Other than that, if you are used to the MIUI software, you won't have any learning curve issues. But if you are a brand new user of the MIUI software, I still think that Xiaomi has a long way to go to be one of the best compared to other Android skins like Samsung's One UI and OnePlus Oxygen OS. And I personally feel that it is about time for Xiaomi to do that sort of an overhaul for the entire UI for MIUI version 13, because I still find that MIUI is still not the best compared to any other Android skins at this moment of time, because you really need to dig deep into some of the settings in order for you guys to access that. And there were some comments of people who asked about how the 5G performance was on the phone. Yes, there is 5G connectivity, but unfortunately we do not have 5G here in Malaysia, so probably we can test it out in about 5 years time. Now, in terms of the phone's battery, the 4520 milliamps of battery still perform well. Quite solid with pretty much the same, close to 5 hours of battery when I was at 10% battery with dark mode turned on. So the good news is that some phones tend to get the battery drain or to be worse when times goes by, and that was not the case for the Poco F3. So now let's talk about the gaming, since a lot of people were talking about the overheating issues when it comes to gaming. So let's look at that. So I've tested 2 games, just 2 games, simple, which is Genshin Impact and also PUBG Mobile, since a lot of people play those 2 games. So on Genshin Impact, I tested the game on graphics set to medium and frame rate set to 60 frames per second, turning off motion blur, and it ran smoothly throughout the whole entire time. But after playing about 20 minutes or so, it was warm to the touch, but never beyond hot. Then we stretched the graphic performance to high with the same settings, and only then it started to become really hot. Yes, the screen did dim just a little, but not so extreme that it was not playable. Because these huge screen dimming issues could be probably if you guys are playing games under a super hot afternoon sun. Who does that? So yes, there was no issue with a major screen dimming issue when playing games even at its maximum settings. Then I was quite surprised when it comes to PUBG, because playing it at graphics set to UHD and the frame rate stretched to the extreme, literally, again it ran warm but not extremely hot, and it did not affect the gameplay at all, like how the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra was. Yep, review coming really soon. And once again, there's no screen dimming issues when playing games on PUBG Mobile. So yes, there you have it, all of your questions answered. And with this, my honest conclusion is the fact that I humbly think that the Poco F3 5G is definitely worth your money at only 1,399 ringgit for the 6GB of RAM with 128GB of storage. And it is nice to know that all the issues are indeed fixed. And while the MIUI is not the best Android skin out there, it is surely time for a proper revamp. But for what it is, especially when it comes to the price factor, it surely blows out most of the competition out there. But who cares about what I think? What is important is what you think. So let me know at the comment section below. Right now, would you guys get the Poco F3? So let's end the video by answering some of the direct questions from y'all. Somat17 asks which glass is used for the back, glossy or frosted? It looks like matte on the white version. So based on me looking at it, it is a matte finish, not really frosted. So yeah. Khalaf Ahmad says, thank you for the amazing review. Just want to know if there's any experience on heating issues after prolonged hours of gaming. So that is that. So I believe that has been answered for you. Nile Paul also asked the same issue about the screen dimming issue. Gavin Go asked about, can I check where did you get the round icon pack in the video? Well, it was the stock icon pack which I turned on the phone. I did not change anything. Lalo Ibarra asked, does it have front camera slow motion? Absolutely not. It has 1080p up to 60 frames per second, and that's it. Kasi KL also asked about whether they have fixed the brightness issue when gaming. I've already mentioned in my video. Not So Gullible asked, any thoughts on the haptic motor? Everything was fine. Not the best considering its price, but it was pretty fine. 3 Nguyen asked, is there a touch sampling lag in games when playing games? Absolutely not. COVID9211, why is your username that? Frame is made of aluminium or plastic. I've mentioned is made of plastic. Lenny asked, can we remove the Poco watermark when you're snapping pictures? Yes, you can. I like this question. This question comes from Ahmad Rahal. Please answer me. What is a better quality, Poco F3 or Samsung A72? Which phone can live longer? First of all, it's all up to you. Second of all, it has no life to live longer. But yeah, it's totally up to your usage. Chahin says, you are not honest. You did not mention the screen dimming issue. Dislike. Thank you for the dislike, but now I have mentioned, so please give this video a nice big thumbs up. So guys, there you have it. Thank you so much for all of your questions, and of course that's my review. My name is Adam Lobo, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.